Hey y'all, let's lean in. I'm sorry, I sound a little uninspired, but I just don't. This show is just it's so boring. I'm like, but I'm gonna remain consistent. Even in the most boring episode, the most boring season and moments, you can always find something to talk about. And that's why I'm going to lean in today. But just a little bit. I'm not leaning all the way in. I'm damn near already leaned out, but I'm going to tilt myself up a little bit because, ooh, child. So in this episode, last episode we saw Drew, we saw LaToya, we saw Kenya, we saw Porsha, Luther King X Jr., Scott Jones Parks, and we saw all of that. But in this episode, we're introduced back to Drew. And I'm just going to say, the first thing I noticed with Drew were those light-ass pancakes. Now, I don't even like pancakes like that, like I used to as when I was a child. And I know as a child, even her children was looking like, what is going on with these pancakes? Drew, now look, it's your first season. We ain't asked you to turn no looks, but the least you can do is give us a little darker pancake. That didn't come from an easy bake oven, but that's just my opinion. But outside of that scene, we're seeing more of her and Ralph, her husband. And honestly, I just really can't get with Ralph. He is a type of person and man that I just feel like he doesn't listen. She can say whatever she want to say, but it's just going out in one ear and out the other. And personally, I'm just, it's crazy because like I said last week, they've been together 6.5 years. That is a long time in straight or gay years. But they still get to know each other. They don't know each other. They still figure it out. And honestly, that's the storyline that I'm seeing. Now, as far as that mama, last week I was like, ooh, child, she gave me a little nervous tease. But it must be a little difficult to have your mom in the house. Now, I'm not saying that she shouldn't be there, but having your mom or parents in the house, taking care of them, that has to also be a frustration because I feel like even when they have a conversation, let's say he does have a point, he can't even get it out because mama right there at her little tray, giving commentary. And I'm like, girl. So personally, I just think it's probably a little tedious for both of them. But for him, Jesus, because that mama, I know she is crazy. But what mama isn't? So at this point, they've been doing it for however long, and I hope they make it out. And I really want to see Drew's house because honestly, it just looks very tight in there. The fact that they're sitting right here and mom is on her little house tray, watching church or whatever she was doing. I want to see the house. Like size doesn't matter, but it seems like they need more space in that house. And maybe if they had more space, they wouldn't be arguing about things on the anniversary. They wouldn't be having these issues. They just need some space in their house and some lighter pancakes. Other than that, I think they'll be fine. Also, this drama between Kenya and Drew that's going to start happening, I'm kind of here for it. I feel like Drew is going to be a good contender for Kenya, especially because there's nobody else. So, Drew is a new girl, but just seeing these tweets and all her Twitter comments and stuff like that, I feel like she's going to be able to keep up. But we'll see at the reunion, child, because we thought Eva was going to be able to keep up, and honey, she didn't. LaToya, I just can't get with her. Like, she's obviously very thirsty. I hate to say that for new people, but she's very thirsty. She wants moments. She wants to be a mean girl. And honestly, like, this is the 13th season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like, who cares? Like, stop trying to be a mean girl to this girl's hair. Like, girl, sooner or later, we're going to see you in a wig, and it's going to look probably worse. So let's not do people's hair. I love a good read about hair, but realistically, you don't even know her. So you're just coming in shading her for what? And Kenya, for you being a vet, jumping on a bandwagon, I just feel like this is the new girl. Like, maybe you should start leading by example versus just being, and when I say lead by example, not be bigger than the drama, because we know Kenya loves a moment too. But maybe you should be like, no, we don't know her yet. But no, she jumped right on the bandwagon, and that's just why I can't get with Kenya sometimes, because she really is a vet and she still acts like she is a newbie, trying to prove something or whatever every season. So her and LaToya, they can take their thirsty asses on, and they all white in denim. I think Drew was like online saying, imagine two married women taking, doing a singles photo shoot. Oh, that's very true. But I mean, by the looks of it, both their relationships are like in danger. So I mean, why not have a single photo shoot? Kenya about to be single soon, and based off LaToya's wedding vows, honey, she's single too. So anyway, you know, the thing that I feel about Real Housewives of Atlanta at this moment is that it's not giving me Housewives or Housewives of anything. It's giving me Basketball Wives. And the next scene with Porsha, Tanya, her sister, and the new girl Failyn, it gave me just, oh, we're just going to kick it and have a good time. And I think that is like a prime example of why the show is deteriorating. And it was a fun scene, but honestly, Porsha is also a vet. She is serving as this new queen, or in the middle, whatever you want to call her. We saw her go to jail, that's fine, but why is she not filming with the other girls? Like, Tanya, sure. Her sister, okay, but the new girl, Failyn, unless they're about to have Failyn around in all these scenes, or unless they're about to have her, give her a peek, we don't care to know who she is and this man. Now, I will say I love her house. Apparently, her husband owns Simon's in Atlanta, which I used to go to brunch to a lot, but they have the worst service. But anyway, I just feel like it was a nice and fun scene, but what are we getting from it? Now, I did like that Failyn had hookah. Okay, because, you know, honestly, if I was on Housewives, I would be like Failyn, because you come to my house, you know you're about to get some hookah, you're about to get some drinks, and, you know, given that I'll have that kind of money soon, very soon, hopefully, you're going to have a good time. So I did like that, and I'm not saying it wasn't a fun scene. It just, I didn't understand. It was too long of a scene, and I feel like they could be giving Failyn this much of camera time. It's like they gave her this whole moment. But that's me. Yeah. That's just how I feel. But I hope Porsha is going to be with the girls soon. Tanya, too. Like, her sister, Lauren is cool and is a cute girl. But, okay, yeah. Failyn is cute. But, like I said, either bring her around or shorten her scene, honey. Let's wrap this up because, like I said, this episode ain't get much, child. So, this final scene with Cynthia, Mal, and Mike. Now, you know the show must be real boring if Cynthia's arguing with her sister. They ain't arguing since Peter. I mean, but anyway, Cynthia and Mike, obviously Cynthia wants to have his wedding. And Cynthia is a great representation of all of you out there that's trying to have all these big, extravagant events during this pandemic, and you just have not accepted that. That's just not possible. I was almost one of those individuals. I planned to have a part 2 to my 30th this year, but I didn't, child. I just took my little ass on to Mexico. So I say all of that to say, Cynthia, it's a pandemic, girl. Like, I don't know if you can't see from that mask, that little mask that's not protecting you from COVID, but it's a pandemic. Like, let's be real here. Your wedding, perfect date or not, it possibly cannot happen. Okay? And Mike, I feel bad for Mike because I do feel like Cynthia should have her wedding, but she can't have it right now. It's a pandemic. The corona is real. Clearly, it's still going on. It's almost a year later, and when they filmed this was back in the summer. So, and you know what was so funny to me is that they sat here, they filming all this, giving all this camera time to this wedding, and what's supposed to be the wedding. They ain't even filmed the wedding. We didn't even see the wedding other than pictures and Porsha eat Cynthia up in her own wedding. But so I don't really want to see them go back and forth. You know, it was very dramatic. I guess Cynthia having her moment, having a pissy fit. She wanted her sister to have her back because we know that Mal has not had her back in the past, child. But honestly, if Mal ain't hiding your wedding certificate or wedding license like she did in your last wedding, girl, leave Mal alone, because if she go to hiding stuff again, you're gonna be mad. But yeah, so they get in the car and look, whatever, Cynthia, girl, and Mike, like, that's just a lot. You want to marry this man, but you so mad that you can't get past the thought of it's a pandemic that you want to talk crazy about not getting married. Girl, Cynthia, stop it. Because if you don't get married, girl, you have nothing else going on. Weddings and marriages and some of those businesses have kept her on this show. So, girl, in this moment, even though we know she gets married, girl, stop acting like you don't need this wedding, okay? That wedding equates to another check for you. I'm just saying. But anyway, I'm about to lean out. Well, actually, I'm not already leaning out. I'm going to get out because this is all I got to say for this show, this episode. I hope that it picks up. Real Housewives of Potomac has been taken over. And even though this last season has been draining, they have come and they have slayed. So Atlanta, pick it up, okay? Pick it up. I don't want to wait until Strippergate to be like, oh my God. And I feel like Strippergate gonna be some bull anyway. So pick it up. Give us something better. Like, y'all were those girls. And you can say it's because of Nene gone or Sheree or Phaedra, but there are a lot of vets on this cast that should be able to keep it going. I'm just saying. The new bloods, they trying their best. They gonna be thirsty. They gonna do all of this to get to that vet status. But all these vets, they need to pick it up. Period. So, I'm about to get out of here because I'm already leaned out. And make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, do all things to lean. If you're watching the Potomac reviews and recaps, next week will be another live session. And it's going to be very fun. So if you tune into that too, because it goes down over there, even though it's the last episode. And I will see you guys later. Bye. Show's so boring.